Today we're going to talk about, due to requests, we are going to talk about some strategies to grow your reader mailing list. So hopefully this is something that will be helpful. I think it is. I know everybody has to, we constantly have to grow our mailing list. Even today, I have been growing a mailing list since, oh, good grief. 2000, maybe 1999. That was my personal email list when people started getting emails. And not Fresh Fiction. Fresh Fiction wasn't around then, but there were a group of people that I wanted to stay in contact with. And so uh, I started putting them in my personal mailing list, my personal address book, and figured out how to make a group or a I don't know, it wasn't called team in those days. I think it was just a group. Uh, and to blind CC them. I learned very quickly to blind CC big groups. So yeah, because I had met a lot of people online and and we discussed we couldn't discuss romance books too much in public. So we needed to, you find friends and you stick around and you stay with them. And so that's kind of the way that I started Fresh Fiction way back in the day. Okay, anyhow, let's go ahead and get started with today's topic, which is 3 strategies to grow your reader email list. And some of the strategies you could start with today, because I always like to give you things so that you can start right out of the uh, right off the bat, right out of the window, right away. You could start. Um, and are we going to go down to the next page? There we go. Okay, do remember that social media platforms are the ones that can disappear. If anybody is old enough to remember, uh, oh, I forgot already that one. There's been a couple of them that have just come and gone, and within a month or two, they've disappeared. I know a lot of people grew their thing on Twitter, and then Twitter got bought out, and then people started fleeing. And so their audiences disappeared, their way of contacting disappeared. However, what does not disappear is your mailing list. You can actually pick it up, you own it, and you could pick it up and move it to another platform tomorrow if you wanted to, or tonight if you wanted to. So the thing about social media or platforms you don't own is that the algorithms can shift overnight and your reach can drop 60,000 or 60% in a single update, and you have no warning and no recourse, or they could disable your account, or all of those things combined. Plus the fact that for example, for Facebook, the organic reach on it is like only 1 in 20 followers will actually be given your post to see it. And that doesn't mean that they're on they're on the site at that time to actually be able to see it when it was offered to them. It's when it's in single digits, your reach, that's not a good thing. Okay. Instagram, when I was talking about when I was pulling this, is like it's twice as possible that you're going to be seen on Instagram than you are on Facebook, but it's still pretty low. And now with more ads and things that are coming, it's just like it's almost impossible. But you want to be there, but you don't want to depend on it to be able to communicate with your readers, is what we're trying to say. Just remember that your social media audience is not something you own, it's borrowed, and that a single policy change, a single algorithm can silence your voice completely. So the thing about mailing lists are you own it, number one, which is the best thing going. And there's no algorithm gatekeeping. There's nothing out there that decides who's going to see your email. Every subscriber is going to get your message. Remember also that they chose you. They opted in, they raised their hand and said, yes, they would like to hear from you. You also are going to have 3 to 5 times higher conversion This is sales conversion. This is not people who just read your emails. This is when they're actually buying books. And an email will convert book sales 3 to 5 times higher than social media followers. Remember, you're still getting a very small percentage of the social media followers, but you're going to get a higher percentage of the people who are on your mailing list who will actually buy your next book. And it's fully portable. You can move your platform. You can move your mailing list to a different platform. You take that list belongs to you. It's for yours forever. And which is why Sarah always reminds you, back up your mailing list every month. Make it a habit to do that. So the three strategies I'm going to give you, it's one plan, and you can start today. And here's these strategies work, and they will help you build a mailing list that powers your career. And it doesn't matter if you're starting with 5 people or you're starting with 100,000 people on your list. Okay. They work for all of them. The first strategy is contests and giveaways. And this is the easy one. Second strategy is magnets, which are either what the people term lead magnets or reader magnets, because it's very specific that you're doing something that a reader would want. And the third strategy is collaborations with other authors and in group promos. And if you are traditionally published, I've got 5 extra bonuses for you today. All right, let's start with the first one. Contests and giveaways. This is a fast lane to getting some new subscribers. Readers love giveaways. And if you do it correctly, you're going to meet them where they already are. You're not going to have to figure out where these readers are hanging out. And you can turn excitement from a contest into a lasting connection. Every entry should equal an email. And first of all, you're meeting the readers where they are. This is where, like if you're doing with the fresh fiction one, we are only sending out the information about about our giveaways and our contests to readers. We're not giving it away to Joe Blow, okay? We're giving it away to somebody who signed up who wants to get into reader contests, okay, from authors. When I say there's no brand trust required, that means wherever you're running your contest, the reader is already trusting them. So it's like you are new to them, but the reader is already somebody that's been semi-qualified. All you have to worry about is giving a good prize. What you're getting from a contest or a giveaway like this is you're getting the permission to follow up with them. Every entry is an invitation, every one that they accept. When they enter and they give an email to be part of that, to, enter the contest, they are giving it away and saying, yes, I want to hear from somebody. And remember that the real goal is not about just winners. It's about building your list with engaged readers, and it's a entry point to you growing it. There are 4 things that matter when you run a giveaway, if you want the giveaway to be successful. It's not just about the prize. In fact, sometimes the prize is the smallest thing that's out there. What it is important is the strategies, like why are you running it? So the prize should have relevance to the reader, not just everybody in general. So you want to have a targeted prize that attracts your ideal subscriber, which is why we say at Fresh Fiction, give away a gift card to a place where a reader can either hang out, for example, if you get to a coffee shop like Starbucks or something, or to a place where they can buy a book. So you wouldn't give away a prize if you're trying to push your books and if you're putting your brand out there, your prize shouldn't be a pair of Nike sneakers, because that means nothing to readers. Okay, that's not why they're hanging out here. That's not why they're entering your contest. So the prize must have relevance. You also want to make, number two is you want to make it easy to enter. The only option that it should be required is that they provide an email address. If you add too many things to it, that friction is going to kill a conversion. So for example, in fresh fiction, the first thing and the only thing that they are really required to do is to give the email address. And we validate their email, which means that our software goes and makes sure that it's not a bouncing email, that it's at least, will receive things. It's not just a bogus one. But if you make them go through that they have to do six different things, every time each one of those adds up and it's like you're losing more people, you're losing more people. So you want to make at least the simple one. Simple thing is give me your email address and you're entered into my contest. You want to have visibility. So you want to run your contest within an existing reader community. It's where your audience is already, and this is really important. You're not going to run a contest in a place where uh, readers aren't hanging out. And then the gold is your follow-up plan. You want to have your welcome sequence ready before you start your contest. You never want to let a new subscriber go cold. And this is really important whether you're running the giveaway on your own site by yourself, or if you're running a giveaway with a group promotion, or if you're running it with Fresh Fiction or anybody else. You want to have, when somebody joins your mailing list or you add people to your mailing list through permission, that you send out a sequence, a automation of welcome, who are you? Here's what if they won or didn't win, if you promised them something when they joined your mailing list, you deliver it, but then you also have that opportunity to go through and give them a few emails. A clean tip, this is just something to protect yourself, is to keep two lists. And you want to have your main list, which are, that these are the people who love your books. They have interacted with you, or they have at least opened your emails on a regular basis, and they haven't put you in, they haven't called you spam or whatever. There are people that you kind of know. And even as your list grows bigger, you're going to be able to see who they are, especially if you can check and see if they've been opening your emails. If they've been clicking, they're gold. And then you want to have a giveaway list. Now, what you can do in most email programs is you can tag people and put them on your main list, but still have tags that where they came from, that they're a giveaway or something like that. Remember that readers, like most people, love free things, and you're going to be able to use both lists. That's not a wasted thing. But if you blend them together, if you just have one list, like you dump everything into one big pot, it is going to hurt your deliverability and your open rates. So you don't want to do that. You want to have some control. Remember, you own your list. So you want to know who those people are, where they came from onto your list. And then a post giveaway bonus move is to add a separate call to action. That's what a CTA is, call to action on the winner announcement. Like, you should always send out to your readers when your contest is over, who was the winner. Now, you don't have to give their whole name. I wouldn't suggest that you do that, but Sarah R. or something like that. And what you do on there when you say congratulations to that who won my contest, where she won a $15 Starbucks gift card and a copy of my book, blah, blah, blah. And I hope that she has a lot of fun at her, as she's sipping her coffee or iced coffee in this great weather that's coming up. If you too would like to learn more about me, here's a link so that you can sign up as well. And then you either have them sign up to your next contest, which also will get them on their mailing list, or you directly say, here, see the fun, and you send them out and you give the link to sign up to your mailing list. This is great, and it works because you know what? You're not going to get as many people on the second CTA as you got in the first, but the thing is, you will get some people, and you don't want to leave anything on the table. Okay, you want to, as many people have at least really, look at the different things, you want to be able to keep talking to them. So remember for this pro tip is that if you keep the two lists separate, you're protecting your reputation and it ensures that you get the right message to the right reader. The second strategy we're going to go over is magnets. I remember when I first learned about magnets, I kept thinking about my refrigerator because to me, that's where magnets go on my refrigerator. And I thought, why am I sharing my magnet with anybody from my refrigerator? They can get their own magnets. Yeah. Anyway, we all learn things at different speeds, let me tell you. Okay. So there's two types of magnets. There's a lead magnet and a reader magnet. And really, what you really want to focus on is a reader magnet. This is what a reader wants in exchange for them giving you their email address. It's a powerful building tool because you're giving a compelling offer away, and it's like one step further down and them getting to know who you are. And you want to make this feel so valuable that they feel great and they feel it's easy to give you their email address. And I think in the future, we should also remember, we should also like look, if we are looking forward to the future, people are going to give you not only their email address, but you can start asking for their phone numbers, for their mobile numbers to start doing text messages. But that's the future. We're not going to go over that today. Okay, so the trade-off is that you offer something valuable and they give you their email address. It's the first step in a relationship. It's not really a transaction, it's an even Steven trade. The offer must answer one question: what's in it for me? And here's two examples. You could give a free first in series. If you have a series, you could give the first book or a prologue or a short story that kicks it off, right? That works well. It lowers the barriers and hooks the readers into your world. Another thing, which I think does work a lot better, is exclusive content. This is where they can get something that they can't get anywhere else. It's not for sale anywhere else. It's not given away anywhere else. It's exclusive. Remember that exclusivity is super valuable. It adds to the layer of why people want things because they can also, brag about it. Like, did you read that? Oh, I did. So here are 5 magnet ideas for you to come up with. A bonus epilogue or an alternate POV. Let me tell you, bonus epilogues are my jam. I am addicted. So if I read a book and I like the book, and even if I didn't love the book, but I finished it. And if I click this link to get a bonus epilogue, that's not included with what I just purchased or just read. I click it and I read it immediately because I want to know, because I'm still in that world and that's important to me. And I'm happy about that. I will tell you, and most of the readers that I talk to love bonus epilogues. It can be a chapter that didn't make it into the book. It could be something that you had to cut out. There's all, reasons, or you could just write a very short extra epilogue. Another magnet idea to create is behind the scenes content. This could be your music playlist. It could be research notes. It could be deleted scenes. It's the whole goal of this is to let the reader into your creative world. Another one is what to read next guide. And that I think is really valuable. It can be a one sheet thing, kind of thing. And it's a curated reading list of when they've already finished one, or if this is your opportunity to go through your backlist and to group together things that are the same, have the same trope. So that you could put on there, if you love secret babies, don't miss, book 7, 8, 9, 10, and give a little tiny synopsis or tagline or tease about it. You've already got their attention, and if they want this, they're going to read it at least. And it gives you an opportunity to start to introduce the reader to your backlist. Quizzes are so, everybody wants to know what their dragon name is or who, what is their favorite kind of hero or villain or something like that. So a quiz, a trope, a quiz that's a trope or name something or your color, or there's so many quizzes out there. And with AI, it's easy to make these. And this is really great to use if you're going onto social media to try to get people, to attract people to your mailing list. That, putting a quiz out there with a great graphic or a little video, gold, gold, guys. Quizzes are hot. And if you possibly have a private reader community. Now, if it's on Facebook, in a Facebook group or something, nothing in the world on Facebook is private, but go for it. You could that could be part of that's how they get in is because they've signed up for your mailing list and you give away special things in there, or that's where you're accessible or things like that. There are other communities out there that you can have, like there's thing called School or Hearth, something Heartbeat or something. There's a lot of little communities that are out there that you can have you could host a private community on. This used to be really hot with authors. Like I remember Eloisa James and Kristen Feehan all had private communities. But you remember running a private community is a lot of work. So it's not just a magnet idea, but it's the thing behind it. That means you have to have somebody that is going to be active in it every single day. And that could be a lot of work. So just be aware.
Yeah, that's not something that will.
Okay, so please stay everybody on mute, okay? Because I can't see anybody and we'll talk later. Just remember, join my newsletter is not an offer. The more specific and relevant your offer is, the higher your conversion rate is. You want to meet the reader the moment they finish your book and they want more, or they've heard about you and they want more. And do use a professional delivery platform to create that seamless, trustworthy experience. Don't make them go through a bunch of hoops. Don't say, I will email this to you, and then you have to go and email it or something like that. You want to use a professional thing. You might have to pay for it. This is just FYI when you're giving something away. So here's an example of bad is join my newsletter. No, you're not offering anything really. A good one would be is get the bonus epilogue for Jake and Lily, the chapter that did not make the book. You've got a lot of curiosity there. You've already started piquing their interest. You're like, oh, but didn't make it into the book. Ooh, I got to see this. Here's two examples of delivery platforms that do work and that are semi-inexpensive. BookFunnel, which is really truly for readers and books, is the standard. They handle all the customer support. So you don't have to worry about, can they put it on their e-reader? Do they, all of that good stuff, like where do they read it, etc. And it has a built-in list integration. So as long as you're using a standard email provider on your side for your newsletters, it's all seamless and you don't have to do anything. And Story Origin is another one, and it has the group promos built in as well. Okay, the magic is going to happen in your welcome sequence. This is what happens after they give you their email address. This is where you're taking them from then. Now, I think that a welcome sequence can be anywhere from 3 to 5, but I'm going to give you 5 because that's like the biggest one. You can always cut it down. The first email should deliver whatever the magnet was that you promised them. And it should be a warm welcome, and you deliver it, and you set expectations for what's going to come next. Excuse me. The second email is your author story. And this is an introduction of who you are, and you're going to make it personal, real, and you want to make them care. So it's a little story that you're putting here. If you use storytelling here, it's really, really does work. An email 3 could be the best starter book if it has to do with depending on where they came from, like if they came from up the back, if they came from a specific book that they finished and they got their free epilogue for that book, then you're going to want to continue them into that world that they are in. If you have a more general kind of thing, like your welcome sequence does every new subscriber that comes on and you don't differentiate where it's coming from, it could be, okay, here's, you know, if you like, if you were like two different kinds of genres, here's my best fantasy, here's my best whatever, and always put in a direct purchase link so that you make it easy for them to click and buy immediately. The fourth email could be a favorite reader review. And this is social proof. And it's from a real reader and it lets your fans do the selling for you. But I want to warn you, if you don't have one, if you don't have a real person who's willing, a real reader person who is willing to do this, don't you let AI create one for you because they're going to find out and then they get really angry. So if you have to skip the social proof until you get down your path a little bit more and you collect the reviews and things from readers. And don't say a Goodreads reader, okay? They want to, it has to be a person that has a name that also has recognition. Remember, readers have recognition as well as authors do. The final email is ask a question. And why you're doing this is to start that two-way conversation. And it also signals to your email provider that you are trusted and that makes it that where they actually put down the road where they put your emails, whether they put it in promotion or they start to put it in the inbox. Because, if when they start to reply to you and you reply back to them, then the email providers know with the wonderful AI they're using that, oh, this is a real person. This is just an update. It needs to go into where their priority, which is their basic inbox. Okay, the third strategy, which is kind of easy as well, is collaborations, and this is with other authors or in group promos. And you can scale here without a lot of ad spend. And remember that your colleagues who write in the same genre that you're in are your greatest untapped resource. Together, everybody grows faster and bigger. And also remember that the other authors are not your competition. Women readers do not read just one author. They read
Yeah.
dozens. They read hundreds. And if they get a trusted introduction from a favorite author, it converts a lot better than any ad will. So colleagues are your resources and make friends with them, or at least if you don't even have to make friends, do professionally exchanges and things. And they have built-in audiences that you want to reach. And you have a built-in audience, even if it's only 10 people that they want to reach. So the ways of doing this is like with newsletter swaps, where you recommend their list to your readers or a book to their readers, and they recommend your book or your list to their readers. And both of the lists can grow from readers who are already in that genre and fans of the genre. Also, the warm introductions will convert. So a reader who comes to you from a trusted author recommendation is already ready to love your book. So these are valuable things that you don't want to ignore. And here's just some math that you can see on a group promo, why they're valuable. Let's say there's 10 authors per promo. Their reach is about 50,000. And if you have a 1% opt-in, that's 500 to 15 new subscribers to you per promote that you do. And how it works is they pull together audiences of the multiple authors into a single promotion where everybody contributes and everyone benefits. And you want to, when you're trying these out, you want to make sure that that they're in your genre or even your subgenre. And you also want to make sure that they're doing the same work that you're doing. So, because it all depends on all of the authors in that promo doing what's required of them, which is like put it in their newsletter, sending it out on their social media. So you don't want to be the only person doing all the work in a group. You want to be everybody putting in their fair share, not just of money. Here are three ones that I know about and that I've heard good things and not bad things. So we're just going with the good things. Book Funnel, they do group promos, and Book Funnel is great for delivery of your magnet. And they do multiple authors on one landing page. And I think I did check a while ago and it was free, and or it might be a small price. Story Origin also does group promos, and they have built-in swap where newsletter swap coordination, which is really great. So that's less follow-up you have to do. You just have to answer it. Book Sweeps is one that does multi-authors based on genre, and it does cost, but it seems to work for some people. And remember, in a swap or a group, there's always going to be one really, you want to make sure there's one really big a person in there that's going to be the big like money grabber, the money maker. Yes, what no, the person that's out there talking that everybody knows about, and then that just spreads through all of the rest of you. This is really cool. Okay, we're going for the bonus section because I've got people who are traditionally published, and there's things that you can't do when you're traditionally published. You are not in control of the back cover copy that is put up for ebook readers. So here is your opportunity. Here's what you can do. And this does work, and it's very, very powerful. So there's 5 things. First of all, you need to have a dedicated author website landing page for signups with your free offer. And this is the foundation of everything. And it's not going to say, join my newsletter. Okay. It's like get the secret epilogue of your most popular book here, kind of thing. Okay. It's truly a landing page that you're giving away what we in the marketing business call a valuable free offer, right? And now you want to have a short URL to be able to use in your print edition, in your emails, and other places as well. And you want it memorable so that readers aren't going to have to try to write it down somewhere and figure out how to get to it. Okay, so I would not suggest you use Bitly because first of all, Bitly keeps changing and making you pay for stuff, and they just keep doing that all the time. They've been around for a long time and they used to be really good, but now they're not so much. So what I do suggest is that you use your website name. So it could be freshfiction.com/free. Don't say newsletter. Don't say make it enticing, but make it very, very short. And your name.com/free really, really will work. And it's easy for them to remember. You want to make it easy for people to remember and easy to type. And if you're using your website URL in there, it also encourages them to visit your website and to remember what your website is. So this is like a double win for you. Then when you do have that landing page, you want to put it in your social media bio and in a pinned post on all of your social medias. And every social media that's out there allows you to pin a post or something, a reel or something. And this becomes your back book matter because it's always visible, it's always working, it's always there for them. Now, for when you're in person or you send out material for events or things like that, use a QR code, put it on your bookmarks, your postcards, hand it out at events so that, or if you're sending it to people like to a book club or something like that, you want to make sure that every bookmark you have is working to build a list. So you don't want to just say, join my mailing list or, your website on there. You want a QR code where they scan it. And when they scan it, it goes directly to that landing page. Really, really important. Okay. And QR codes are free to make. You can even just make one like Google how to do it, or I think Google actually, you say make a QR code for this URL and it does it for you. But even Word and all of those things, they'll make QR codes for you. It's a little image, and you copy and paste it. You put it on your bookmarks and everywhere else. And people are so used to, since the pandemic, everybody has figured out how to use a QR code. Okay, and make sure that you update all of your author bios with that free link. And the places that you can update, you have the access to do that, is your author page on Amazon, BookBub, Goodreads, all of those, and they will let you put that free offer link in there. So that's your 5 workarounds. And anybody could use that. And here's a really quick checklist for you to do this. You want to have that dedicated landing page live. You want to have that short, memorable URL ready to go. And as I said, again, yourname.com/free works is just, that's really, really good. You want to make sure that you put that link in every social media bio. You want to make sure you have a QR code, and it's the same one that you're using on every bookmark, any printed material, postcard made, etc. Like if you do freebies or sell like tote bags or things like that, put the QR code on it. You never know who's going to see that and click it to see where they're going to go. Make sure that your Amazon author bio page is updated with your free offer. Make sure that your BookBub author bio is updated with that free offer. These are things that they let you do. Make sure your Goodreads author bio page is updated with the free offer. And then any print edition, your author note, include that newsletter URL, which is like yourname.com/free. And it's not just like landing on your website, what it is landing someplace where it's quicker for them to make an action, the action that you want. Okay, so authors who grow their mailing list don't do everything all at once. What they do is the next thing very consistently. And you're never going to stop growing your mailing list. Once you have a mailing list, you're constantly going to keep growing it. I'm still growing mine. As I said, I started in 1999, and I still do something every month to help grow our mailing list. So the 3 things that I gave you, 3 strategies you could use are contest. It's a really fast lane. You're going to get some new subscribers. You just pick a prize, you pick a community, and you do it. A magnet is you give the reader something they want, you deliver it beautifully, and you follow up with warmth. A collaboration is you find your peers, you swap a newsletter, or you join a group promo, and you're going to build and scale together. Remember that your email list is your foundation. Social media is borrowed. Your list is owned. Every subscriber chose you. And I've been told I have to do this. So just remember, Fresh Fiction is here to help you. We do weekly promotions for books that are out or need to have a real look at, and that's our Books Not to Miss. It goes out every Tuesday. We have Fresh Access, which puts everything together, and it's like $14.99 a year. We do all of the contests for you, and we do the promotion on every book that comes out during its promotion, and it includes over 20 contests. And if you just want to try contest management, our contest management is we do not do group promos. What we do instead is we really focus on you to create your brand and to enhance your brand. We do the promotion, the setup, and the selection, and we talk to the readers for you. And it starts at it's $129.